It's Cuddy G.
Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is May 20th, 2020. What the hell are we listening to? John Hill, aka Default, Cuddy grandson, please. The songs people request, I tell you people, crazy. But what's good? I play them. Hey, you send them, I play them. Hope everyone's doing well today, and welcome to another episode. Today, we're gonna be looking at some Bitcoin that has moved. But ain't no regular Bitcoin, people. This is some Bitcoin from 2009. Shortly after Bitcoin was created. Should you be concerned? Is this Satoshi? All those questions will at least be talked about today. I don't know if the answers will be given to you, but definitely talked about in today's episode. In addition to that, we will take a look at what France is doing. They actually just successfully tested some transactions of the digital euro. Societe Generale did a test. We'll take a look at some of the details. It took place on the 14th of May, a few days ago. And so to follow up to that whole Satoshi Nakamoto early Bitcoin move, possibly, we know that the address that the Bitcoin did move from was on the list of Bitcoin addresses from the Wright Court filing. So this makes it even deeper here, people. So we'll have to see what's going on, why they would even move that type of Bitcoin from a wallet so old. Who is it? Is it Craig Wright? Is it Paul LaRue? Remember that story? I don't know if you guys remember that. I have to look and see if he's still in jail or not. A lot of mystery around that. We'll take a look at all that today and more. But before we start, if you guys find these types of videos informative, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to receive more videos like this. And also, don't forget that 0% credit card fee for new purchases over at crypto.com. That is still active. Don't miss the opportunity to get your crypto at 0% credit card fees, guys. Normally it's like 3.5%. If you don't have an account, sign up. The link is in the description below. Buy you some crypto. And also, if you use the word CBLOOD at sign up with that promo code, you'll get an additional $50 worth of MCO tokens. So take advantage of that. Crypto.com. Shout out to them for being my channel patron. Let's take a look at this heat map though. We've got Bitcoin down 1.4% to 9,540 bucks. ETH at 209. Currently down 1.02%. We've got Litecoin down as well, 2.5% to $44.12. EOS down 1.3% to $2.59, and Binance down 0.37% to $16.91. And we did see a drop of about 7% a few hours ago. May have been because of the move in Bitcoins from an old wallet. I don't know. I haven't synced up the timeline of when those headlines hit and when that whale move alert came across the dashboard. But we did see a drop, trying to recover a little bit. But you know, this is still looking like a head and shoulders to me. You guys have to let me know, what do you feel? I will say I can extend this outward and would say we need to see a breach below 9,100 at this point to see a significant fall from here. So if we get a bounce, it could be off of this trend line here. But I think personally, bears may be in control if we dip below 9,400 again. We did it earlier, but this is kind of a natural bounce back off of a drop like that. You see some massive selling there going on. You're going to have a snapback a little bit, but I think we may head lower here, people, at least to test this trend line. Let's take a look at the first article though about France and Societe Generale and what they're doing with this digital euro. A test took place on May 14th. Let's take a look at what happened. So the French bank actually completed a test of a blockchain-based digital euro in its ongoing experiments with central bank digital currencies. In the test, the Bank of France used blockchain technology developed in-house to create digital securities representing the euro. Investment bank Societe Generale was involved in the test, which was completed on May 14th, and the potential contributions of new technologies to improve the functioning of a financial market, and more particularly interbank regulation. Oh, like what XRP was trying to do. Right. XRP. Forgot about them. Back in 2019, French central bank governor said he wanted France to be the first country to issue a digital currency. So looks like they're taking those steps right now, people. What do you think? I mean, this is the way we're going. And again, it just, to me, I hate to, I'm not trying to be an XRP hater here, people. I'm just telling you and giving you my two Satoshis on the things that go on in this space. I've been around for a minute. So, hey, I'm going to have an opinion. I think XRP is not going to be needed, especially for what they intended to do. Maybe in other areas, Ripple, the company, I think it's probably going to do very well. They've been acquiring various companies in the crypto space and out. So I'm not concerned about Ripple, the company. What I'm concerned about is the use of the XRP token and that infrastructure. These banks are not going to use XRP, guys, for settlement or interbank transmissions. They're just not going to do it. They're going to create their own. They may use some type of proprietary enterprise version of Ethereum or whatever, any other blockchain, but they're not going to use XRP, in my opinion. This again is another illustration of that. They're not using XRP. It's coming, man. You guys know a digital currency is on the way for these central banks. But on to something more important, and that is the Satoshi Nakamoto, or Patoshi is what they're calling these signatures from transactions that may occur from wallets back in the past that possibly could link to Satoshi Nakamoto. This article from Decrypt is saying that not so fast is most likely not Satoshi Nakamoto. They brought up some good points, and we're going to go through that today. So it says here that an early Bitcoin miner just moved 50 Bitcoin that were mined February 9th of 2009. Some have speculated these Bitcoins might belong to Bitcoin's creator, Satoshi Nakamoto. Analysis of blockchain data, however, puts the rumor to test, they say. The 50 Bitcoin were mined on February 9th, 2009, shortly after Satoshi Nakamoto bootstrapped the Bitcoin network. So of course, social media is lit up with the scuttlebutt that these coins must belong to Bitcoin's pseudonymous creator. Here's a well alert that came through. And so why people care about this, ladies and gents, is because it is known, or not known actually, and this article talks about that. So we don't know how many Bitcoins Satoshi Nakamoto actually had. It's not sitting in one wallet. That's the misconception. Like there's just a million coins sitting in one wallet. No, they're scattered all around. So we know it is possibly between 500,000 and 1 million Bitcoin that Satoshi Nakamoto is sitting on. So if we start to see coins move from wallets that are associated with Satoshi Nakamoto, there may be room for concern, because now, hey, many have thought for many years that Satoshi may have lost the private keys to those initial or early wallets. But if we're starting to see coins move from wallets that are from that era in Bitcoin, who knows? We may see a massive dump on the price of Bitcoin, because that's additional supply that may enter the market and spook people. So it's something that you should keep an eye on for sure. So basically they're saying that the 50 Bitcoin in question was mined just a month after Bitcoin was launched, leading some to believe they belong to Satoshi Nakamoto because it was too early for other mining activity. This overlooks the fact, though, they say that Satoshi broadcasted the launch of Bitcoin on the same cryptographic mailing list that he used to disseminate the white paper. Blockchain data strongly suggests that a handful of miners were on the network during Bitcoin's early days alongside Satoshi. So this so-called Patoshi pattern, which was developed by RSK software designer Sergio Demain, gives us a rough picture of Bitcoin's mining landscape in the early months. So basically this pattern looks at the nonces left by what is believed to be a single entity. And the reason why they can see this pattern is essentially because there were some bugs or flaws in the early Bitcoin client source code that would show us or taint the transactions of or those wallets back from that time period. So here's a pattern, or a chart I should say, of the Patoshi pattern. That's in blue, and the remaining miners patterns are in green. So you guys can see here a steeper incline with those Patoshi pattern transactions further out, and then they drop off. And so triangulating Satoshi's coins is actually harder than many people expect. There's significant amounts of uncertainty as to the size of the large early miners, which is assumed to be Satoshi Nakamoto. Co-founder Gregory Maxwell explains that this miner very well could have been spending Bitcoin from their original Bitcoin Core wallet for some time. They just didn't spend this old transaction until now. All told, this has happened before in 2017 in August. And so just because Bitcoin is old doesn't automatically mean it's Satoshi. That's where we are with things. But you know, I want to just highlight here, and the interesting part that we should take a look at is the fact that this address is from the list handed over by Craig Wright in the Florida case that he was dealing with. I don't even know what happened with that. That kind of got brushed under the rug. But let's take a look at what Trust Notes is saying about this Bitcoin address, with BSV supporters pointing out that the address that just moved some Bitcoin in 2019 was included in the court list of addresses presented by Craig Wright as evidence in regarding to a claimed trust that purportedly holds 1 million Bitcoin. The very long list of many addresses was demanded by the court as Craig Wright continues to try and prove he is Satoshi Nakamoto. And of course, there's no evidence so far that Wright is Satoshi Nakamoto. And matter of fact, there was it's crazy. Someone actually did a signed transaction from an early account that supposedly he owned, a Bitcoin address he owned, and they signed the transaction saying Craig Wright is not Satoshi. So, like, I don't know why people are still acting like he is Satoshi Nakamoto. And so we've seen coins move, okay, from 2019 in the past. This is nothing really rare. However, February 2009 is very close to the Genesis block. So it's really got people wondering what's going on. And to be honest with you, kind of makes me a little concerned. Why are they moving coins from that far back? What is going on? You know, that's a long time ago, very close to the Genesis block. What do you guys think? Are you concerned about the move? Is it Satoshi Nakamoto in your opinion? Let me know in the comments below. I want to know for sure. I don't think it's Satoshi, but I think it's someone very close to Satoshi. So they're just as important to me, because I still think that Paul LeRoux is Satoshi Nakamoto. I'll have to leave a link to this article. Very damning evidence to me that Paul LeRoux may be actually Satoshi Nakamoto. You got to look at this this article, guys. It is really eerily ironic, the evidence that's put on display here in this article. But hey, that's my 2 Satoshis for today. Let me know yours in the comments below. Shout out again to my man John Hill, aka Default, for this crazy, man, this guy cannot rap. Cuddy grandson, please let's turn this music off. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe if you found this video informative. I'm out of here, people. Ha!
Please, not like me.